Hi, everybody. Welcome to Hook and Stitch Nile and Style. I'm Antoinette, your hostess, coming to you from Deer Island, New Brunswick, Canada, located in the Bay of Fundy. I want to welcome all returning Fiber Family members, new Fiber Family members. Want to become a Fiber Family member? Then click the subscribe, the bell, and all, and hopefully YouTube will notify you when I upload a video, have a live, or post on the community tab. As the title says, some Happy Mail. It's Happy Mail for me that I bought. Okay, yeah, it's just a couple things. Then I got a couple things to show you that I've been working on or I finished. Talk a little bit about what's going on. 10 days and counting. So after I'm done showing you the Happy Mail, then we will have a little chat. Okay, I ordered this from Temu. I had ordered some, you can see it right there. That is some bins. Just plastic bins. I thought they were bigger when I ordered them, but that's like my whip tower, you know, where I just organize some whips into it. The other thing I ordered was these crochet hooks. Now, the description said they were aluminum. No. They're plastic. So I reached out to Temu and they refunded me my money. Told me just to keep them. Now they're pretty. It's like a rose. It's like a rose gold. They're long. And they go from 2.5 to 6 millimeter. I have used one, and the top of them is like a fox's head. I used one on a project I was working on, and they actually are real nice and smooth. But they're just plastic. They were supposed to be aluminum, and they're all plastic. So I'll use them, you know. I'll just put them into somewhere. And I'll stick them up in here. Move this and this, and we'll stick them up in here. I'll just stick my little scissors in there. This is a thumb drive. I gotta see what's on it. So I'd ordered. This goes to recycling. The other thing is, I ordered this from Amazon. I had seen a few of them, so I thought, let's try it and see what if it's any good. And it wasn't that expensive, but any guesses? I'll give you a hint. It's a gadget for the craft room. You know, I have me and my gadgets. So this is what I ordered. Okay, I've been seeing everybody using these. I figured they'd be great for color work. And since I'm getting ready to start, I have a couple color work projects I'm working on. I try it. So we'll see how it works. It was like 32 bucks Canadian. Got here in a couple days. I see this here though. This, if you look at this here, you can see it's discolored already. So let me know if there's a way to clean that. There's no directions in the box. Put this out for recycling. So that's what I had got myself. Between that and my wool genie, it's 3 colors I can use. The other thing is I played with my Addy a little bit. And I just took one skein of Premier Bloom DK, and I just did the tubes. This one here is about the size of a scarf. I've got when I did this end, I didn't do the waist yarn. So I have to be real careful putting it together. I did the waist joint, so I'll put the ends up together and I'll put some fringe on it. But it's probably a good 6 feet, 7 feet. Yeah, probably about 6 feet. And then I just wound off the rest of it. Now this hasn't been blocked or stretched or anything, because when I got yarn everywhere, you have to pull it when you take it off the addy. And no drop stitches. I stick the yarn. I had like 100 grams of yarn barf. Oh my gosh. So I wound it up into a ball and I stuck it into this, put this on the floor, and I just wound the addy onto this using the ponytail bag of walnuts method I have for tension. And it worked great. I didn't drop any stitches, didn't lose any stitches. So this I might turn into a hat. It'll just have a big brim. So I did that. And I'm enjoying the addy. It does a nice job. I'm going to try the mushroom. That's the 32 pin one, and the prim midi. I'm seeing about making like a stuffy with it and see how it works out. The other thing is I finished something for my great niece in Australia that I'm taking with me. And this is my Grinch. Now this is my first knitted amigurumi. Zara did one and Darlene's doing one. I did mine a little bit different. I based mine more on the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, but this was my Grinch, and he has kind of the fuzzies at the end of his fingers, but I put the fur around his ankles, like the top of his boots, and the foot. It's just real floppy, and the arms move, but his head's a little heavy, and he has his hair, and I put the fur around his neck. So that is my Grinch. He even got the eyebrows. And I'm going to put either a bell or a big bead on the end of his hat. But the hat's heavy. Oh, see a piece of yarn I missed. Missed trimming a piece of the yarn when I was sewing it up. It wasn't hard to do. Just time consuming. And stick in his head there, and that is my Grinch. So not too bad. Now I've been working on, sorry, I got an itch. I have been working on I worked on my joggers. Let me get them. I'll put a hold here. Okay. So I got what I've been working on over the last couple of weeks, because Monday was my last day of work. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I was under the weather. There's some kind of stomach virus going around, and literally felt like somebody was inside my guts, just twisting it around and dumping acid in there. It was just on fire. So anyhow, don't want to hear about that. I got quite a bit of significant work done on the right leg of my cable crush joggers, because this is just stockinette, and I've been thinking, what am I going to take with me to Australia to work on? So I'm thinking a good thing would be some of these lingering whips, especially if it's just stockinette, and I can sit there and visit with my friends and my niece, my great niece, and I can still get some of this done, because I have to knit and crochet every day, right? And I can just pack them in my suitcase. I mean, I'll have something to work with on the plane. I mean, it's 33 hours from the time I take off till the time I land. So I've been working on my cable crush joggers. That's one of the things I've worked on. And there's the top. But the right leg, I had to go to a smaller needle. That's the left leg. Nope, that's the right leg. Hold on a moment. Okay, I just noticed something I did. When I was changing over to smaller cords on the legs, somehow the right leg, which is what I was working on, I took my tips and I put them on the left leg, which I hadn't started yet. So now I've got to put my needles back on the right leg and put my end stoppers on the left leg because I haven't done a left leg. And I think I'm done. I've probably screwed it up and done. Yeah, I did a row of decrease. So I'll fix it afterwards. But that's what I have gotten done on the right leg. So I got some of that done. These are going to be warm. They're going to be warm. It's getting to the point where I'll probably try them on. So I'm taking those with me. I am taking Solar Flare with me because I think I'll be able to finish Solar Flare because I've got 4 sets of flames to do, and then Solar Flare is done. And then when I get back, I can block it and show it to you because I said you're not going to see it until I finish it. So those are the Cable Crush joggers. Then I'm finishing up this pair of socks. Right now I'm just on the foot of the second sock, and then these will be done. And these are just the woolen work socks. Okay, there's one, and then I'm on the foot of the other one. So these are just about done. So that'll be another lingering whip done. Okay, I just did about 20 minutes showing works in progress, whips and stuff. I've got to press record. Lovely. That's okay. All right, so I showed you my Cable Crush joggers. And I grabbed my child set out so I can swap over the end stoppers to the other leg and put my needles back on the left leg that I was working on. So then I worked on FAIRHAVEN. Now I am on row 68 of 86, and then after row 86 there's an extension, and then when I did my last FAIRHAVEN I put my own border on it. So the extension's a border, but then I put a border on that. And I use a fan stitch or a shell stitch. And I do some a little bit more intricate mosaic stitches with it. But this is what I have done on FAIRHAVEN. Now, there is no order, specific order that I am doing the colors in. I'm just grabbing the colors. Now, I'm using a mandala cake that is called Spirit, and it is, I'll show you the yarn in a second, and then I have some other yarn. I'll show you the yarn I'm using, but it's in teals and grays and greenish blues and stuff like that. But this is what I have done so far, like I said. And this needs, when you block FAIRHAVEN, it blocks out. This is going to block out a lot more. And being it's mosaic, it's going to be very warm. But this is the one half. And this is the other half. And this is the center. Of what I have done. I sent a picture to Courtney and asked her what she thought of the color choices I was using. She loved them. I mean, my colors, and I love the pattern, FAIRHAVEN. I just love the pattern. Dropping yarn. So, I'll show you the yarns that I'm using. Currently hooked to it this is a mainstay, very soft mainstay. I think it was Michael that said mainstays really become rougher than Red Heart. But the original mainstay was very, very soft. Or this might be Burnett Premium. It's one of the two. Anyways, this is a number 4, and it is called Soft Teal. Focus. There you go. So I did that color. And then, let's get my 31 bucket. And then I was using, this is Yarnsmiths Create DK. This consists of a number 3 DK weight and a worsted number 4 weight. I'm mixing the 2 weights in my mosaic. And this is just called Teal. Okay, now this is more of a blue teal, whereas this is a greeny teal. And then I used this earlier in, and this is Hayfield Bonus Extra Value, and the color is, just gives a shade, oh, Lagoon. Come on, focus. There you go. There's the color. Oh, you can see puppy hair. And then the first mandala I had, I color controlled it. Okay, I broke the colors up. The second one I have, I'm not. This is the colors, and it's called Spirit. I went onto Lion Brand's website. It's one of their mill-ins they had. I've had this in my stash forever. And if you look at the colors that I'm using, it's kind of hard to see them all together. They'll go pretty good together. So that's what I got done on FAIRHAVEN. So I'm on row 68. I got to go to 86. Then I do the extension and then my border. And I'm done. So we got that done. Yes, I've had startitis, but I have some older whips that are going with me on my trip that I'm going to try to finish or get close to finishing. This one here, I've been working on since, I don't remember if it was before Warren passed away or not. I don't remember. Last 20 months, kind of, some of it's a blur. I can't tell you. But a lot of the projects I'm taking with me are very monotonous, repetitive stockinette for knitting, which enables me to sit there, because I can do stockinette without looking for the most part. I mean, I look down and check every once in a while, but I can do that for the most part without looking. Just the knit stitch. I can't do purls that way. And this is the, and you'll see I've moved my stitch marker already, my progress keeper. I'll show you where I was at last time I showed it to you. This here moved up from right down in this section here up to there, because dummy me forgot to turn the camera on, hit record. So this one I have done. This is the front panel. Okay. I've got to do the stockinette for 29, roughly 29 inches, which I'll measure it on me, because the back's done. Once I get to there, then I will do the parts for the shoulders and sleeves that will connect to the back. But that's what I've got done there. No, and I'm doing it in the Nordica. That's why I call it the Nordica sweater. Very basic sweater. But what's nice about the yarn is it does all the work. And it makes it look like you really worked hard on it. Nobody has to know. It could just be our secret. Okay? So I worked on that. So I got some of that done. Again, all my progress keepers have been moved up. So then the next time I show it to you, you can see how much I did. But this one here, I got about 3 inches done. I'm on my third repeat of the cable pattern. And you have to keep doing the repeats till it's a certain amount of inches. This is my Fisherman's Pullover, the classic Aran wool by Briggs & Little. Pattern's been used forever. That's the cable work. I'm doing it in Wendy Aran wool from Wool Warehouse. It is a blend in a cream. Now, actually, it's ecru. I ordered 2 more, and I showed it. I had ordered 2 more skeins of it. There is so much of a color different. That's dye lot 4. The other one's dye lot 90, and there is a significance in color. So I'm hoping I can get through the whole sweater with what I have, with the exception of, if need be, the cuffs and the collar, the cowl neck, turtleneck that I'm going to put on it. So I got some work done on that. And then if you look behind me, I got this little from Temu, and I just have whips into it. They're not really big, but this is like a lot of my little stuff. So I'll show you this. These here, I'm hoping to have these done before I leave. These are the wool work socks that one of the guys asked me to make for him. I'm on the foot, so all I gotta do is the foot and the toe, and it's done. Block them. So you can see where I'm at on these. And it's number 4 worsted, so this is 100% wool. These are wool work socks. And I'm doing them on DPNs. I'm doing them on 3.5 millimeter DPNs. Real simple. You gotta watch putting these away or they'll poke through the bag. So I got some work done on those. Two more. I have 3 pair of socks currently on the needles. This one here, I got the first sock done. This was that Mary Maxim kit, and I'm still waiting to hear from them because I had gifted some kits for the year. There have been 4 kits, and I don't know what happened. I reached out to Mary Maxim to find out why my 2 winners have only gotten 1 kit or 2 kits apiece. I don't remember how many, but I had only gotten 2. So I emailed them. So I'm just waiting to hear from them. It's these socks here I did that had the unusual heel construction. It's like a cable heel, cable 2 back. Just a shorty sock. I made them shorties. It was the pattern that came with the kit, and they were called the simple short socks. That's the kit, what they look like. And I used the yarn that came with the kit. I'm doing them on. I got the second one cast on, and I'm working on. I've got that much done of the second sock. Got my little puppy dog point protectors. So I worked on those. I actually worked on those this morning on the ferry. I had to go over to the mainland, get my winter tires on, get some groceries, go to the bank, get gas in my car. Yeah, I was good. I was back on the 12 o'clock ferry. It's not the sturdiest thing, but it works. And the other pair of socks, and I think these here I'm ripping out. Yeah, I'm ripping these out because I don't like how the pattern's working out. This pattern has to be done in a solid or a tonal, not a self-striping. This what the pattern I was doing is the Flore sock by Hohe Locatelli. I've had this pattern for years. This needs to be done in something that's not so busy. So this is gonna get frogged. But those were the socks I was doing. It's got a feather fan. If you look at the top of it, it's got a feather fan texture to it, pattern to it, and it's getting lost. It's getting lost in the yarn. And I'm almost done with the first sock, but it doesn't look good. I don't like how it looks. So I'm going to take one of my tonals and make the socks. So this is getting frogged. We're going to put them right there so I can frog it, recake up the yarn. Then, oh yes, there's more. If you remember, I had said I was going to do Peacock Ridge from Lindsay's Turning Point books. And Peacock Ridge, I mean, she's my favorite knit designer. Chantal from Knititude is my second. But that's the shawl. And it's called Peacock Ridge. It's in Turning Points. Go get yourself a copy. You'll love it. I cast it on. There's a lot of stitches on these needles. I cast it on in yarn that was a gift from Debbie the Canadian Crocheter. This is the yarn. some light lavenders and ocean colors. And it's by King Woolens and Yarns, Fredericton, New Brunswick. You can screenshot that. That's their phone number. Come on, focus. There you go. It was hand-dyed by Marlene King. It's 75-25. 75 merino superwash and 25% nylon. It is a fingering. This is what freaking dog hair. Yeah, it takes a long time to get across. And this here, the way this is constructed is that you're increasing and then you decrease. That's sort of kind of, anyways, it's not just a standard triangular shawl. It's more of a crescent. And this is what I have done so far. I'll have to stretch it out because I got a lot of stitches on the needles. That's what I have done so far. I do like how it's patterning. I do like that. So that's just in the, I just cast it on and got it started. But this is what I call my future work in progress. The next one I'm going to show you is in the same category. Again, it is another Lindsay Luchuk from Knit Eco Chic, that she designed with me in mind only because I wanted to learn brioche, and she wanted to make it. It's one color brioche, but you're using two colors. But it's technically a one color brioche, and it's all brioche knit. There's no purling in this. This way it'll give me an introduction to brioche. I cast this thing on 4 or 5 different times and started into the pattern for the setup rows, and I was making mistakes. So Lindsay and I did a face-to-face yesterday. Found out some of the mistakes I was making, so I'm going to have to recast it on. But this is a future. I want to get just the first 2 rows done, and then it'll go into the timeout with Peacock Ridge. And then when I get some of these big ones done, then I'm going to hit these. But I just want to get them cast on. This is the shawl. It's called the brioche step shawl. There you go. Can you see? It's quite long. It's quite a big shawl, and she shows different ways to wear it. It's quite a large shawl. So, Demetra from the Naked Snail, she's a yaya too, tested this for Lindsay. Thank you, Demetra. And thank you for everybody that has subscribed to Lindsay's YouTube channel. I'm trying to kind of help get it going. And she's posting more tutorials to the YouTube channel. She does them on Instagram also, but on YouTube she has to edit a little bit more. But a lot of times, as she's doing the tutorial, she say, and by the way, this is part of this pattern. So it helps you if you're doing one of her patterns. So these are the colors that I picked out. They're both Lion Brand Comfy Cotton blend. And it's a 50 merino, 50 polyester. Yep, 50-50. And whipped cream and lovey-dovey. Those are my colors. So those are the colors I'm going to be doing that in. And this project, oh yeah, and it's on bigger needles. And it's on, trying to see. One thing I don't like about Choco needles is seeing the side. It's 5.5 millimeter US 9s. So it's on a bigger needle. So once I get started and I get the flow going and figure out what I'm doing, it shouldn't take that as long as like my fingering weight shaws take. There's more. Again, startitis. Oh yeah. And I've got yarn. I've got yarn everywhere. If you remember, I had made a hat for work. I did actually a couple. One was in the bulky yarn, and then I had made this one with the Knit Picks Chroma for work. It hasn't been blocked yet. It's waiting to have its video done. Okay? This was the cable hat. We'll just put it on. I haven't given this one a name yet. We'll just put it on her. And I was looking around for a cowl pattern. And I found a free pattern. It just jumped right out at me. And when you hear the name of it, you'll know why. I thought, yep, I'll do that. It's Tunisian. I needed a Tunisian project. This is called the Ocean Tunisian Cowl. Okay? That's the cowl. Now, I did start it. And I went to Michael at MDL Crochet how to do the Tunisian pearl stitch. I needed a little bit more refreshing on how to do it, which now I'm a little more proficient in it. But it has the Tunisian smock stitch. I've done the simple stitch, the knit stitch, the slip stitch. I've done all those. Those I'm fine with. The smock stitch I've never done. Although I think they give I don't think they give an explanation what the smock stitch is. No, they don't. So I have to go look at a tutorial. So I'm going to see if Michael has a Tunisian smock stitch tutorial so I can look at it or find one. He probably has one because he has so many videos out, so I'm hoping. But that's the thing. And the yarn I decided to do it, and I thought to go with that hat, was I was looking around, seriously, just grabbed this out of the pile of yarn that didn't sell in the auction. And it is a mandala by Lion Brand in the colorway Elf. Okay, colors of the ocean. And since it's winter, that could be colors of the snow or white caps on the water. And I just started it. That's all I've got done so far. And now this was cast on 144. I did not. I only cast on 100 because that's how wide the cowl's going to be. And I didn't want it real long. I wanted it to keep me warm. And this being a number 3, it'll keep me warm. It's acrylic. And doll's okay. It's not the softest, but it's not bad to work with. And I'm using my metal Tunisian hook that I got from Temu, which I absolutely love working with these. Very, very slick and sharp. And I'm working with a 6mm. Very, very, I even made my end cap match the green on the cowl. So I'm using this hook. So I'm just going to check out. Now this isn't going to go with me. You know, I'll work on it whenever. Because I still haven't decided what project. I know what a few of the projects that are going with me on vacation. Solar Flare. I only have 4 flames left. I think I might have talked about this earlier in the first clip of the video before I forgot to press record. Because I want to get that done. Nordica, Cable Crush. Those are 3 projects that are going in my suitcase. Because they're simple projects. I've got yarn falling everywhere. Then, I don't know, I was putting patterns away or something. And this pattern jumped out at me from one of the binders. This has been in this is a designer I used to test for quite a bit, Stephanie Aaron. Drink a little bit of drink here, my coffee's cold. And this is in black and white. I do have a color one somewhere else. I printed this up at work. This is called the Dead of Winter wrap. It is crochet, but it's a texture crochet. And I don't know how good you're going to be able to see it. I'll put it up, see. And it uses single crochet, foundation single crochet, and front post, back post, double crochet. That's what it uses. Okay, it's a rectangular shawl. And it's supposed to look like, see if we can get focused. You see the trees? It looks like trees. That's your front post, back post. So I had this yarn. This has been in my stash since 2018. I only had 1 cake of it. It was given to me in a bag of yarn somebody gave me when I just got back into crafting in 2018. And when I looked at this, I knew it was the yarn for this project. For the simple fact is it reminds me of literally looking out on a fresh fallen snow. Just at daybreak. Sun glistening off the snow and the icicles on the tree. this yarn. You see silver metallic? Now this is like a winter white with silver thread running through it. I didn't know what the yarn was because there was no ball band. It was just in a ball. I had caked it up, and this has been in my stash 6 years. So I got my hook, 4.5 millimeter, and I did 276 foundation single crochets for this project, and I started it. I'm only on like row 8 or 9 because it takes you quite a while to get across this. But this is the tree. I mean, I can see a little bit of the tree starting to take shape right there. You see the branches, sorta. Well, it's kind of hard to see the branches. Once you get into about another 20 rows, you'll see them better. But I thought that's what it reminded me of. Lo and behold, I figured out what yarn this was. It is Mary Maxim's Starlit Sparkle. And it just so happens that it was on sale this week for part of their pre-Black Friday sale. So I put an order in for, I don't know, 3 or 4 skeins of this. Because there's only like not quite 200 yards on a skein. And this needs about 800 and... She used sock yarn. I'm using a DK. This is more of a DK. Yeah, 1,120 yards. So I cast it on, and what's nice about this yarn is it's got a lot of stretch, so it'll block out nice. Now, then I was showing Lindsay yesterday, and she come up with using beads, and I have some Miyuki crystal, silver line crystal beads that I'm going to use in this. Just here and there, not heavy, but just enough to give it some more bling. So, that's not a project. Yeah, I know, startitis. Don't we all have it? Variety is the spice of life. No fussing at me. And the last thing I'm going to show you is something I took to work this week. And I wanted something quick because Monday was my last day. I threw some Christmas yarn, grabbed a couple of my Christmas patterns, and took them to work. And I whipped up three of these, and I've given them all away. I've actually gifted them all. Was these mittens, patterns courtesy of little sis. These little mittens. It doesn't take me long to whip up a set of them. And then the other pattern I was doing was these here. This is from Krista at the Secret Yarnery. Her 12 days of Christmas countdown stocking bunting. So, and then I had another pattern, which I don't know where it's at, makes these snow globes, and then you just decorate it. And I have like a whole little, bag of bells and baubles for decorating for Christmas. I made some stitch markers with them years ago. So I made these two. I'm just using some scrap yarn. I did this one here. It's got some Christmas lights on it. I gotta block it, and I've got to put the hanger on it. Just some Christmas lights. And then I did this one. This one's got some bells. And it's got a pickup, and it's got a upside down puppy at the moment. There you go. I just put some decorations on it. I made those. Then I started making, because there's 12 stockings in that bunting. Don't take me long to whip these up at all. I did 4 of them. This one here. This one here. Come on, focus. This one here. I'll turn around so you can see it. This one here. Not gonna focus. So I did those 4. And it's just with some yarn I threw from what I call my scrap, not scrap, but used. Okay, stuff that I've used up off and haven't recaked up. And it's Craft Smart, some Red Heart, some Burnett Cozy. So I got a couple different shades of green. I just wanted to do something that was quick. So I did those. So that is pretty much all I have. I know this is going to go over. If you could watch it from start to finish, I'd appreciate it. Don't forget the thummies. Give it a like. Maybe a share. Thumbs down. I don't care either way. If this is not your thing, you think I babbled too much, be kind. So, I hope wherever you're at, you're staying safe, you're healthy, you're happy. Doing what it is that makes you happy. And remember, hug, smiles, and happiness. Pass it on. Make the world a better place each and every day. Be the light in somebody's dark day. Here's bye for now from Deer Island. I'll see you in the next video, and I love you all. Thank you for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of acquisitions and a glimpse into my whips and my startitis. Bye for now.